Okay, this is for week 5, Tuesday, Q1, math 6. Go ahead and read question number 1.
What is the least common multiple of 5 and 150?
Okay, how do you find the least common multiple? Think about it. Is it going to be a big number or a small
Yeah, it's
number?
going to be the biggest number that could go into 5 and 100.
It's not going into. It's asking you 5 times what number and 150 times what number equals the biggest or the equal the common number that what they have. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So the way I do this is I do 5. You think about all the factors of 5, which is 1 and 5, right? Then 150. You want to list all the factors that divide into 150, like 1, 2, 5. 3 doesn't go in there. No, it does. 3 does go in there. 3, 5. And if you think about a 150, if you go ahead and multiply it out, it's 1 times 150, right?
Yeah.
2 times 75, right?
Yeah.
And then we can do a 3 times 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 times 5. Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, you're shooting everywhere. It's kind of gross. So if you look at this, this is your factorization tree. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So 1 times 2 times 3. See, I'm gonna move around, please. This is gross. 1 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5 will give you 150. So put 1, 2, 3, 5, 5. Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so sit down. I don't want that there. I want you to throw that in the garbage right now. So between 5 and 150, what is the biggest number that they can both multiply and equal?
150.
It's 150. And the reason for that being 150 is because
it's the biggest number that 5 and 150.
Yeah, because 5 times 1 is 5, or 5 times 30 is 150, and 150 times 1 is 150. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 2, go ahead.
Cy has 22 baseball cards and 70 football cards that he wants to group into packages. Each card package will have the same number of cards, and each package will have the same numbers of baseball cards and football cards. How many packages will Cy make if he uses all the cards?
Okay, now look at your answers. Are your answers bigger than 42 and 70, or are they smaller than 42 and 70?
They are smaller.
They're smaller, so you're not looking for the least common multiple, right?
No.
You're looking for the greatest common factor because it's division. Factor means division, right? When you divide something, it gets smaller, right? So what is the biggest number that I'm going to 42 and 70?
14.
Okay, are you sure? How do you know that?
Because 14 times 3 equals 42, and 14 times 5 equals 70.
Okay, another way of doing this, you do the prime factorization tree. It's 1 times 42 is 42, right? Mm-hmm. 2 times 21 is 42, right? 3 times 7 is 21. I can't break it down any further. 1, 2, 3, 5. So for 42, it's 1, 2, 3, and 7, right?
Yeah.
Then we're gonna do 470. Do you see 70? 1 times 70 is 70. How are you gonna break down 70?
2 and
35. And then 5
and
7?
Yeah, 7.
Okay, so then for this one right here, we're gonna put down 70 is equal to 1, 2, 5, 7. Do you see that?
Yeah.
What is the biggest number that they have in common right here? What is the biggest number that they have in common right here? It's 7. It is not 14. It's 7. Hurry up, please.
Oh, no, you're 100,000.
Hold on a second. It says that my sharing is paused. Let's try that again. Resume.
Whatever.
The video thing. Look, the video is crossed out.
No, that's not it. That's okay. We'll just continue. Anyways.
What's up?
All right, what number are we on?
We're on 3.
Okay. So looking at this right here, number 10 or 2. Do you see that? What do they have both in common between 42 and 70? What's the number they have in common?
Yeah, you're.
They both can go into 7.
They both have 7, right? Because remember, greatest common factor is a smaller number, right? So 7 is the biggest number that goes to 42 and goes into 7. So what's your answer?
7.
It's 8. All right, number 3, go ahead.
Then
Number 3.
during a problem,
Okay, so with that said,
a problem.
hold on, lowest common multiple. Remember, the word multiple means it's gonna be big or small.
Small.
Least big. So do you see how you made the little factorization tree for 42 and 70? You have to include all the numbers. So lowest common multiple is 1. They both have 1, right? What did they all share? 1, 7, correct? But what else do they have? 2, 3. They have 2, 3, and 5. So you have to multiply all of them. If you multiply all of them, 1 times 7 times 2 times 3 times 5, what does that give you?
14 times 3.
Do that on the side of your paper, go.
Times what? 13. No, right. I tried sneaking kids. He's like, it's fine. Shut up! No, even there. 210.
210. So that's the lowest common multiple. Pay attention. So what that means is 210 you could divide 42 in, and 210 you could divide 70 in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we're not doing that right now. Okay, number 3. Read number 3, please. Number 3.
Promotional event. A sporting goods store gave a free t-shirt to every 8th customer and a free water bottle to every 10th customer. Which customer was the first to get a free t-shirt and free water bottle?
Okay, so you're looking for the lowest common multiple. Okay, lowest common multiple. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So between 8 and 10, let's do the factorization tree. I want you to factor 8. Do the tree and show me. What times will give me 8? Show me the tree.
Oh, what does it give me? So 8 and 10. 8 and 2.
And do the same thing with 10.
2 and 2. 2 and 5. And then you can't do that. So I'm noticing a 2.
So do you see 8? I have this, and 10 I have that. Do you have that?
For 8 I have 2.
2 and 5.
Yeah.
And then 1. We don't need to include 1 because 1 is gonna be 1, right? Lowest common multiple means you include all the common ones and all the uncommon ones. What do they have in common? What do they have in common between 8 and 10?
8 and 10. They both go into 4.
They both have a 2.
Yeah.
And now include all the uncommon ones. 2 and 2 is the uncommon, 5 is the uncommon. So 2, 2, 2, 5. Now multiply that. 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Multiply that. Multiply that, please.
40.
So what is it?
40.
So lowest common multiple is what?
40.
So which one is it going to be?
40.
40th customer. Did you get that right? Yeah, explain to me how you did it.
So I did like 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. Then I did 10, 20, 30, and 40. Then I found that 40 and 40 is the lowest, so I put in 40 customers.
Okay, good. Number 4, go.
The table below shows the positions relative to seating level for drivers. Drivers. Excuse me.
Go, let's go.
Kareem is.
Which one is the furthest from the surface?
Lee.
Lee is correct. It's
I
negative
thought
10.
said you.
Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one. What's the next one?
What is the greatest common factor of 12 and 16?
Greatest common factor is GCF. Are we looking for a big number or a small number?
Small.
We're looking for a small number that can divide into 12 and 16. What would that be?
12 and 16. Let me do the tree.
Okay.
Hey, 60. 2, 4.
You don't have to do the tree, but ask yourself, what is a number that can divide into 12 and 16?
48.
Divide into, as in like 12 divided by a number, and 16 can be divided into this number. What number can divide into 12 and 16, the same number? Okay, if you can't figure that out, then we'll do the tree. 12 and 16. What is 12?
2 and 6.
No, 6 you can break it down. 6 you can break it down to 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 6, is that correct?
No, 6 you can break it down. Look,
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, it's
2 and 6, but then you can break it down to 2 and 3. So it's 2, 2, and 3. You gotta find a prime factorization. What about 16? Break it down to the prime numbers.
Good.
What is it? No, we're not doing that. Sit down.
Man, go close the door.